Hello and welcome to the Quiver channel. I'm Jason, your host, and I wanted to talk about my new exercise regime. You see, exercise outside the house will never happen apart from being on this, because actually being on this, go this way, being on this scooter is actually, I am moving muscles and that, and back muscles and side muscles. There's far more movement than there is when you're sitting on a seat, normal seat. So there is that. But I've realised that I do need more exercise. Keep my body in functioning. Because I won't ever do exercise really outside the house, like I said. So increasing my Beat Saber slowly, my Beat Saber amount of Beat Saber I'm doing, which is very good for upper body and very, very, very good for cardio. And I've also beep beep beep. I've started doing feet exercises every day. I've got a simple little device that I put in front of my TV in the living room when I sit down with the dogs and watch a little bit of TV at least once a day, and I pedal at the same time with the resistance a little bit higher now, and that helps. So that's a thing. I'm working on my lightsaber stuff in the backyard more, and all those little things together. I'm increasing the amount of fruit I'm eating very slowly because my stomach doesn't handle fruit very well at all, but a little bit of extra fruit in my diet to help. And these are just little things. I'm not doing anything high impact. I'm not doing anything that will do any harm to me. I'm just adding a few little bits and pieces to go with everything else, so that I can just keep on top of things. Because I'm 53, I'm almost 54. I'm getting more sun than I've ever fucking got. I hate the sun, but I'm definitely getting some B12 from the sun, and that, I believe it's B12. So yeah, so that's a help. And I'm just slowly trying to pick up a little bit more to look after my body more. It's a good thing. And I'm just enjoying myself, living life and trying to do. And that's the whole point. If I'm going to go out and go to somewhere like Alton Towers, places like that, I want to be able to have enough energy to actually, when I get there, actually do something, actually spend some time there. And yeah, so you see, as you've noticed, I wouldn't, in Alton Towers, I wouldn't be interested in the rides, of course. No. But going around on a scooter or a powered wheelchair would be absolutely amazing. Now, you're probably wondering, and you're probably thinking to yourself the same thing, why don't you get a non-powered, a manual wheelchair and do it with that? Well, it all comes back to this idea of overloading my brain. This idea of excess stimuli. Just like pedaling on an e-bike would be too much for me. My upper arm strength is very good, and I could wheel myself about using arms on a wheelchair like that. And it would be good exercise, but it would not be a safe space, and I wouldn't be able to do it for long because I'd have to focus too much on different things. Unfortunately, this is the thing. I cannot let myself get overstimulated. This is a nice thing about Canopy. Another wonderful thing about this Canopy is it encloses me. It provides me a safe space. It provides me a calm place. I can put down these sides on it, and I am actually in a position where I can get away from the world. And that's a good thing, because as you've seen, or you should have seen, when I used to stream and the games I could play had to be games that didn't overstimulate me. They had to be mellow games. They had to be things that I knew or was comfortable with. Whenever a game tried to throw a complete tutorial at me at the start, I would forget it completely, and I hated it because I prefer those type of tutorials that they have in Japanese games, where they the first 10 hours of the game is a tutorial, and they'll add little systems here and there, and when all that over time. That I can handle, but not being thrown at all at once. This is why when I do my Beat Saber, even though I've got over 1,000 hours on Beat Saber, I still can't handle the arrows, because the arrows just had a little bit too much stimulus, a little bit too much things for my brain to cope with. So when it comes to it, a mobility scooter is built to be used by disabled people. And you can do everything on it one-handed. And there's no superfluous stuff. Everything has a reason, and everything is quite easy to use. So I have to be always wary of that. It doesn't matter how amazing and wonderful my drives out are and how much I love it, and I've got to remember that no, I can't go on a moped, and I've got limitations and that. Now, when it comes to a powered wheelchair, and we're talking one of the really nice ones that is more like something from fucking X-Men that Xavier sat in, gorgeous things. They are made to be able to be controlled with very little input. I mean, when it comes down to it, when I'm using the wheelchair here, not the wheelchair, the scooter, when I'm on the scooter and I'm going around, one of the reasons I don't use the horn is because it's an extra bit of information I've got to process to activate it. It's manual labour for me to turn on the indicators when I'm on the road and I want to turn. I have to put manual effort into my brain to actually do that one thing. So even though I look completely okay here, just like when I'm playing on my streams and that, when I used to do them and that, I look good, and this was one of the hardest things where was hard for people to understand, and why I got all the grief about people thinking I wasn't disabled. To a certain level of stimulus, I'm okay. But you take me above that level and issues. I'm wearing my noise cancelling earbuds at the moment that limit the sound incoming, and I have to have them on, or my noise cancelling headphones on all the time when I'm out of doors, because there's too much stimulus. And if I get overloaded with stimulus, I will basically shut down. And this is why we can't chance me having a we can't chance me having a moped, because if I was to be driving along a country road or something like that at 40-50 mile an hour, maybe or 60, and all of a sudden something happened that caused my brain to shut down, I'd be dead. Unless I was very lucky, I would be dead. That's why I had to do so much research when it came to the actual mobility scooter. Because I was nervous when I first did it about it, but everybody said that these things are built to be used by someone who has reduced ability for input. And so they're a mobility aid. So yeah, this is why it's been so hard to figure out this final piece of the puzzle. I want to go further. I want to go further than this place. And sometimes I get so enthusiastic about it, as you saw from my videos when I was talking about the idea of having a moped when I started. My brain was like, oh, yeah, shiny. And that was my ADHD side of that, and that had to be reined in by the other side of it. But yeah, because yeah, when I go to somewhere like Alton Towers, which is a theme park, I won't be interested at all in the roller coaster. Even though they have some of the best roller coasters and stuff in the world, there they really do. They're world class on that. They were one of the first ones to do I think it was called Oblivion, basically an underground roller coaster in the dark. I remember my sister went on that when we went there once. But I know that Alton Towers has a massive grounds and wonderful, beautiful walks that you can go on. And that will be so much more interesting to me and within my stimulus level. So I hope you're all having a good day. Hopefully these two videos explain why I am so limited. Even though I now have my freedom, I still have to be very, very careful and not let myself get too excited. And I mean, the funny thing is, when it was mentioned to me about a wheelchair, I had exactly the same fucking reaction. Actually, let's do another video on that. Let's stop this video and do another one.